This is Stay Paid, the marketing podcast that gives listeners a competitive edge to stay motivated, find inspiration, and discover proven real-world tactics from some of the best marketers across the nation.
Welcome to another Silver Dollar episode of Stay Paid. My name is Joshua Stike.
And I'm Luke Akery.
And ChatGPT and other AI tools are taking over the world. Wait.
I couldn't read from here, but
taking the world by storm.
Well, it is taking over, too.
I asked ChatGPT to write that intro for us.
Did you? It literally is insane.
Yeah.
Like, go watch some of these videos. You want to understand ChatGPT of its potential? Go watch Alex Hormozi's video on ChatGPT.
That's a wild video.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, that'll go well with our other episode that we just recorded that came out last week, which is the
Josh
infinite game.
Yeah, we're losing it on this podcast.
No, but look, whether you love it or hate it, this idea of AI, there's no denying that people are learning how to take advantage of it, are saving time in their business, and creating some really interesting benefits along the way. So today, we're going to talk about some of the best ways you can use ChatGPT and other AI type models in your business and give a general overview for anyone who hasn't taken the time to try out this new powerful platform. So for a lot of people, you may not have tried it. You may have been hearing about it. You feel like it's above your head. It's not. It's super easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Just go to Google and search ChatGPT, the letters GPT. It'll take you to OpenAI's website. There, some people can get in without having to create an account. Some people, you actually have to create an account, but it's free. You
It's
just
a
put in
free
your
account.
email and create a password. And then literally you're presented with a message or a message
like a
window.
prompt.
Yeah, like a chat bot, basically, like you chat any other messaging system. And then you just start asking it questions. Now, one caveat that we'll talk about before getting too deep into it is it doesn't have it's limited in its information that it has on recent events past like the year 2021. But there's some really, really cool ways that you can use this to enhance your business.
Yeah. What's interesting, not to spend our time on like the future of AI.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt in my mind, like this is the next revolution. Like AI, it's already here, but it's the next revolution. Like this is going to change the whole world. What's really, really interesting is like Elon Musk, right? Whether you hate him, love him, doesn't matter, right? Obviously a very smart guy. And his biggest fear for humanity is AI.
Oh, they signed a petition that to not let it get developed anymore beyond ChatGPT 4.
Yeah, here's why you know it's scary. Because Elon Musk, who has been in the headlines over the past 6 months to year about freedom of speech and limited government and all this stuff, is advocating to the government, Congress, to get involved and regulate AI.
Yeah.
And Wozniak is also part of that. Wozniak, and who was the guy? Is it Chang that ran for president? I can't remember his name. But I'm just saying, like, it's wild. And why is it this happening? Go use it, and you'll see right away. I mean, not to be funny, for content, and maybe we can start there.
Yeah.
For helping you with content.
Yep.
Mind-boggling. And we love our writers. So if you listen to this, our writers and content creators, it is crazy. I can ask it lead gen strategies for real estate. Give me the top 3, and it will spit out lead gen strategies. Go deeper on it. Tell me how to use it, and it will spit that out for you within seconds. My dad, who's a pastor, I went home during the holidays, and he was giving his Christmas Eve service. And I said, Dad, what are you preaching on Christmas Eve? And he goes, I'm preaching on, basically the gift that Jesus brings. And I said, ChatGPT, write me a sermon on the gift that only Jesus brings from the Bible. And it wrote this whole sermon. I read it to my dad, and he goes, wow, that's really good. And I was like, well, Dad, you can't use that. But it is an incredible application to help you have efficiency in your content creation. So if you want to,
So let's break it down. Let's get practical with it. So the idea of, let's say you're writing you want an article, right? You want to post an article on the top 5 reasons to move to your area, right? So you can ask it to write an article, right? You just say, write me an article on the top 5 reasons for why you should move to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right? And it'll give you the top 4 reasons, or the top 4 or 5 reasons, whatever you said. Then you can take that article, you can say, turn it into a 30-second script for an Instagram reel, and it will rewrite it in what it would take for you to record in 30 seconds. You can then plug that into a script prompt, or you can just use it as an outline for your business. You could take that same article and say, write me a social media caption for Facebook promoting this article, and it will write you a social media caption for Facebook. And then you could take that same article or that same section of text, and you can say, add some humor to it. or add emojis to make it fun or really visually appealing. And so it's this idea of, yes, perfect for content. That's going to be the number one way we're going to suggest it. It's also the idea of, we're talking on the team, and I've seen plenty of people post this over and over again, where AI is not going to replace people. It's the people that learn how to use it.
Yeah, you got to do
will
the
replace
prompts.
the people.
Yeah,
right. And so you can use it to come up with new ideas, but you can use it to literally save yourself time.
Until the AI writes the prompts for AI, then people are gone.
Once we deal with that, what is that? Is that the point of singularity? Is
that's
what that is?
iRobot right there. But that's a perfect example of how to use it. And you don't have to just use what it puts in front of you. I'm using it now, and I don't use all of it. Like I get it as like ideas, and I go, okay, perfect. And I tweak this to fit. You also have to know it's probably not perfect. I was sharing with him, I'm friends with somebody who runs a bunch of fertility clinics and stuff like that, and she was asking it questions, and a lot of the stuff that it was getting back wasn't quite accurate. So it's not 100% accurate from a sourcing standpoint, but it is amazing at being able to feed you ideas to be able to then go and implement it. We coach some real estate agents, and I was on with Ange the other day, and I was telling her about video, and I said, type in, let it give you a video script, like an actual video script that you can read about the top 3 mistakes home buyers make.
Yeah.
And then you can tweak that to your little area, and it's a way to get so much more efficient quickly in pumping out content.
I think that's the other tip that I would give everyone who's new to this, new to this is be very specific in what you want. So like, let's say you get that script. Sometimes if you write a script, it'll tell you add B-roll footage here or the camera pans. Just say, rewrite that, but take out the directions, and it'll just rewrite it for your script. Or say, turn this into bullet points and a bulleted outline so that you can use that instead of reading it verbatim. Another great idea to do is you can have it write synopsis of articles. So you can have it kind of like rewrite. So I took an Inman article on home buyer demand soars to a 9-month high, right? And I said, write a 200-word synopsis of this article in the first person from a real estate agent, and then just posted the link. And it says, as a real estate agent, I'm thrilled to see that home buyer demand has soared to 9-month high. According to a recent report, there's been a 14% increase in home buyer demand in the last month alone. And then it goes on for another 150 words or so like that.
That's just unbelievable.
Then the other cool thing is, like, you can say, write social media captions. So I know I mentioned this one as well, but I had it write social media captions as a real estate agent, or I said, write a catchy social media post caption from this link, include emojis and write it in the first person from a real estate agent, make it at least 50 words, include bullet points. And then it kept saying, like, see the link in my bio. So I had to tell it, like, don't say link in bio. And it freaking updated and removed the part about the link in bio.
You were just showing me, like, for our digital magazine, so anybody who uses our digital magazine, we have where you have an email that goes out with your digital magazine, well, subject line, stuff like that. We've now implemented the ChatGPT bot into our system. Now, we haven't released it for people. It's still in beta, but it can literally take the email and write it for you. You can write a prompt, hey, write an email around these articles doing it, and it just spits it all out. It's the future.
Yeah, you can have it rewrite the letter in a different tone. You can also then take the text, and I had to do this. I said, write 5 email subject lines. That's our other tip for you. You can use it to write email subject lines. I said, write 5 email subject lines based on this article, and pasted the text in there. And then I said, which one would be most likely to be opened? And it said, well, it's impossible to tell because it depends on this. But he goes, I think that this subject line has the most has the best value proposition and is clearest about what the article is about.
Well, also understand that, like, you can, like, talk to it basically. So it's like I've said, give me a webinar title to help financial advisors increase their AUM in 2023. And it spits out a bunch of webinar titles. Make it a little bit more of a hook, and it makes it more of a hook. Like, as you can refine it. So I had it go, give me the top tips for cold calling in 2023. And then it spit it out, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good, but it's high level. Can you go deeper on each of these points for me? Boom, it wrote deeper explanations and thoughts on each of the points. So you can basically communicating and drive it down and narrow to the point you want, which is, I think, one of the most powerful aspects of it. Another piece I would share with people.
Well, real quick, because we talk about content all the time. We talk about how you have to have a blog. You need that for the SEO, for people to find your website, or for you to be able to share articles from a authority standpoint. We talk about sending a weekly email newsletter, right? Ricky Kruth, we bring him up all the time, how he would send his. most of the time, what do we hear? Oh, I'm not a writer,
Yeah,
or
correct.
I can't write, or I don't have time to write an article. Now you don't have that excuse anymore because this can save you time in just putting together your weekly email update, whether that's on the local market. Now, be aware, as we mentioned before, it's not going to have the most current information, but it'll create placeholders for you. So it'll actually write a market update where you can just go in and plug in the numbers for your own area.
A piece to help you from a time saving perspective is it can pull information for you. So if you have text that you need it to sort out and you have things like it can pull information from emails for you to put in your CRM, like, hey, pull the contact information and email address in this format from this, and you can copy and paste all of the names and stuff like that. You can have it actually give it a bunch of Excel, basically, rows and columns, and have it basically sort, and it can do basic Excel kind of equations, stuff like that.
I can't wait because I can't use Excel. I'm so bad at it.
But so that will save you time. That's purely an efficiency thing. It's like, hey, if you need something sorted real quick, or you need to just throw it in there and it will do it for you.
Use it to write your listing. Your listing descriptions. If you're a real estate agent, I took a listing that I pulled up on Zillow, and I didn't use the link because when I first used the link, it basically took the current listing description and just sort of reworded it. I just copied all of the features and said, write me a listing description based on this. And it said, it said some things, but it left out like a hot tub. So I said, now include the hot tub, the built-in bar, and the square footage. It goes, this beautiful colonial is shorter and pressed, boasting 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, 1 half bath, a finished basement, a 2-car garage. This home has it all. Enjoy the updated kitchen with stainless steel appliances, the spacious backyard, perfect for outdoor entertaining, built-in bar, hot tub, and a master bedroom with an ensuite bath. Then it talks about the school district. Then I said, write it again and make it at least 300 words. It expanded upon it. Said, now write it as a Facebook post. It shortened it and made it more hook. With
my brother, I told my brother Stephen, I said, give me an address that you sold in Lynchburg.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And I just took the address.
Oh, just the address.
I just said, write a listing description on whatever it was, 54 something, Forest Road, Virginia. And it wrote a whole description.
See,
and I showed it to Stephen. He goes, that is crazy.
I didn't do the address because I didn't know if it would go and pull the description.
So I don't know if it does it for all of it, but you can literally just start with the address because it wrote a whole description and it knew the floor plan. He was freaked out going, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I guess the floor plan's out there on, from a data perspective, but it's crazy how it wrote it.
That is wild. So there you go. You can write some social media captions. You can write your listing descriptions, email subject lines. We talked about scripts for videos or content. You can use it to come up with text messages, right, in order to send to prospects, emails, phone scripts. One really cool one, you could have it proofread your own writing. So like if you've written something, you could just paste it in there and say
make this better.
Yep. You could write things in a different language.
Yep.
So if you need to write your description or any of your emails in a different language, you could do that. Make sure that you are asking it questions. Like that's kind of the cool part. It's almost like an advanced search engine, and you can keep asking questions. If it gives you information, you can ask, where did you get that from? Like, what was the source of this answer? And you can just kind of keep digging deeper and deeper into it.
It literally is like if you start using it, or at least if you're like me, you'll realize like, okay, all of my content ideas, everything like that, I'm just going to come up with my own and then chat it in and get an idea.
It's great. Yeah, it's great for this because it literally will just bullet point out, here's some great ideas, and then you can dive deeper. And then once it gives you the ideas, you can say, expand on point number one, like write 500 words about point number one. You can just keep.
Where is this headed? Like if you look at chat,
you know where it's headed? I just saw a video. They combined AR goggles with chat. I don't know if I guess it's ChatGPT. I guess there's like an audio version of it or whatever. And the guy was sitting on a job interview. And the interview, it was staged, but he was asking him questions. And in the guy's glasses was returning the answers that you should give.
That is crazy. Yeah, kids are using it to write papers in school. Yeah. And now there's AI bots to detect whether or not you used an AI bot to write your paper. But I'm saying like bigger, like shorter term, but bigger picture, there's the concept of plugins that right now you mentioned it, ChatGPT doesn't go past 2021 source data. So it doesn't have access to current events unless you give it the website. Like you can get around this by going, hey, tell me the market update for Lynchburg, Virginia, according to this website. Like you can do stuff like that where it can pull it off the web, but it's not connected to like this actual current events happening right now is what it says. But plugin wise is where it's moving. So the concept is going to be plan a trip for me to visit New York City using Expedia. And it will then go and use Expedia to plan the whole trip for you based upon that plugin that it has. Buy me my ticket for the airlines based upon this plugin. So concept-wise for us, marketing-wise, is going to be, hey, using the Reminder Media plugin, plan out my whole marketing strategy for 2023. Like that's where it's going to be headed. And then if you go even deeper, not to chase a rabbit hole, but you think about this is the brain. The brain now can be connected to mediums of distribution. One of those mediums is robotics, right? So that's where it's headed. And Elon Musk and Tesla and all them, I mean, they're invested heavily into robotics. And you look at these companies, you go, yeah, if you attach this brain to actual robotics, then you see this as something that is going to be able to do jobs, to be able to clean your house, to be able to do, I mean, that's just basic stuff.
Put together IKEA furniture?
Yeah. If it does that, then we've really gotten somewhere. But the point being is, it's like when you see it and you start using it, you realize like, yeah, we're in the second, third, fourth generation of this thing. And you're like, this is just the beginning. And once this gets inputted into all aspects of life, it's going to make life so much more efficient, but you got to start getting ahead of it, especially for your business.
And that's where we're at. That's what we're saying. Like this, we wanted to put this podcast together because if you haven't tried it yet, we just want to encourage you to get on there and try it because it is where it's headed. It is going to help your business. And if you start playing around with it now, you'll be prepared as it advances or as it starts becoming more commonplace. Like this is a new piece of technology that you want to get in on and start learning now.
Yep, agree.
There you go. Thank you so much for listening. You can head on over to staypaidpodcast.com for the show notes. We'll kind of bullet point out some of the examples that we described here in the show. If you like this episode and want to support the show, head on over to Apple Podcasts, drop us a 5-star rating along with a review. We'll read it here on the show. And the best way to show your support is to simply share this episode with your friend, share it on social media. Our goal is still to get Stay Paid to #1 on the
Help
Apple.
us, ChatGPT. Type that in ChatGPT. How do we get our podcast to #1? Chat that into ChatGPT. I haven't done that.
I have some ideas, but one thing that ChatGPT is very bad at is writing dad jokes. So I asked ChatGPT to write me a dad joke about ChatGPT, and here's what it did. So my job is safe. That's all that I know right now. Why did the dad bring ChatGPT to the family reunion? To help answer all the uncle questions.
Oh my gosh.
I don't get it.
Oh,
does that make any sense?
No.
To help answer all of the uncle questions?
That doesn't make any sense. No. It's never going to take that over.
There's no pun in there. I can't figure it out.
I don't get.
All right, if you want to get hold of me,
so
Luke.
smart. It's so advanced. It's over our heads.
That's what it is.
That's the next update for it.
Yeah, it's the next level of dad jokes.
To help answer all of the uncle questions. I can't even get.
I don't know.
I don't
get that.
If you want to get hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com, where we'll just chat back to you with AI. Yeah. Or you can find us on Instagram. We're at Stay Paid Podcast. Just kidding. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, I'm Luke Acree. Your action item from this is use ChatGPT to come up with content ideas. Like that is so easy and tangible for you. Use it to come up with content ideas. Maybe that content is, the top 3 mistakes home buyers make. Maybe the content is, hey, write this listing description, but you can use this for content right away and it will make you more efficient. Remember, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers in every business is top producers take action. Take action on that today.